Hi everyone, how are you today? Feeling good, not bored? Okay, don't need a break? Then let's start. So, my name is Julia. I'm the Atlassian community leader from Prague, and I also work as a partner manager at Refined. Refined is one of the marketplace app vendors. And today we are going to talk a little bit about my chapters. I will tell you a couple of anecdotes and a couple of backstage stories of our Atlassian community events. And also, I will tell you one story of an Atlassian marketplace app vendor's adventure across 2 continents and different outcomes and insights after this adventure. But we'll get there. All right. So, who here has been to Prague ever? All right, almost everyone. So, if you haven't been in Prague, I just checked today. There is a train, 6 hours, 45 minutes. It's an amazing city. It's a beautiful one. And especially when we have a community event, it's definitely worth coming there. So, a couple of statistics about our community. Now, in our community, we have 122 members. We hosted 4 events, including this one, so 3 events last year. The next one will be in February already, on the 12th of February, but I will give you more details a little bit later about that. First event was in July, and fun fact, actually, is that we started Atlassian community events in Prague simultaneously with Atlassian community events in Budapest. And the first person that I sent an email to after my onboarding as a community leader was Attila. And I said, like, hey, we should do something together. So here we are. And also, I hope that we can do something more in Prague together. All right, so let's travel a little bit back in time. We are now in June, July last year, not so much back in time, but still. I have just onboarded as a community leader. I'm really excited to host my first event. But you are really lucky here because you have this office and you can host your events whenever you want here. I'm not that lucky. I don't have an office. So my first challenge was to find a nice place where to host the event. And follow me. So 3 ideas: university room, podcast studio, rooftop of a private house. So where do you think our first event was hosted? In the university room. Who thinks it was in the university room? Okay, we have a couple of people. Podcast studio. Okay, 1 person. And then the rooftop of a private house. All right. Wow. Nice. All right. So my first idea was when I didn't know where to host the event. I had 3 weeks before my very long vacation to host it. And I reached out to the local Atlassian partners, solution partners, and I asked them if they could provide some facility to host the event. And a solution partner came to me immediately and they said, okay, we have a perfect place, a perfect university room where you can host your event, but it should be early during the daytime and no beer is allowed. So tell me, do you believe in the events in Prague with no beer and during daytime? I don't either. So I thought, okay, it's then off. We cannot do this. Then I thought, okay, we are just starting. I don't know any Atlassian people around here. I'm actually not originally from Prague. So I thought maybe we will be like 10, 15 people tops. And I have a friend who has a very beautiful rooftop. It's actually in this picture. And I told her, okay, let's host an event on your rooftop. I even agreed with the neighbors. And she said, yeah, okay. We had like everything there, chairs, tables, and we could even do the presentations. But then suddenly I had 69 registrations to my event. So it's 1 week before the event. I have 69 registrations, and I was just afraid that people will fall off the rooftop. So I had really fast to find some place, and yes, the right answer is the podcast studio near my house. I just went there and we agreed and we hosted the event. And then you think probably, okay, 69 registrations, first event in the middle of summer, in the middle of July. So who are all those crazy people that registered and came to the event? Actually, a lot of them are people that I know personally, that are my friends, they are solution partners, etc. And you know what I realized is that 9 out of 10 people that I personally know work in IT, and 8 out of 10 people that I know personally, they are Atlassian users. So what do you think about that? Should I talk to a psychotherapist about this? Or is it okay? All right. So, but actually, I am feeling blessed because we were supported so much by the local community, and not only local community, but also the app vendors around. Like Caminardo, K15T from Germany. Then we had support from my own company from Sweden, Refined, from EA in Slovakia, and from many solution partners, and also from many users inside Prague. So in Prague, I don't know if you're aware, but we have a lot of IT companies like Accenture, Microsoft, and many offices, VM, etc. So many IT companies that have their development centers in Prague, and they are strong Atlassian users. So this is who we had actually at our event. And then Martin came and joined me as a second community leader, which is quite useful. At least we have one person who speaks Czech. It's it's really nice to have one in Prague. And the events that we had, so we had 3 events. The first one was a mixture of everything, really. The second one was more dedicated to knowledge management, and this is the topic that I'm hoping to get back to this year, and I'm hoping to have also a visitor from META-INF to talk about the same. And the last one was about Back to the Future with Atlassian, about AI and about Rovo. That was quite interesting. We had an Atlassian speaker, and now you heard during the first presentation, or probably heard from somewhere else already, about those tools. So everyone is pretty excited about them and how we are going to use them. So the next one, and what I'm planning for this year, is the event on the 12th of February. Yana Kunakbaeva, the partner manager responsible for Eastern Europe at Atlassian, she will come to Prague and she will talk about system of work, not only about system of work as a philosophy, but also she will present a use case of a real customer, how they implemented it, what tools they used, how they measured the success, etc. So again, there is a train. There are also a lot of planes from here to Prague. If you're interested, please register and please do come to Prague. And I'm curious, does anyone have any idea what this picture is? There is it's from Prague, so it's something related to Czech Republic. Yes, Škoda Auto, exactly. It's one of the pictures of the factories. All right, so I promised to tell you about one Atlassian marketplace app adventures, which is called Beyond Team 24. So last year, I traveled quite a lot. I visited 20 cities. Some of them are not included in this list. I traveled all the way from New York to Budapest, from Toronto to Passau, and I met a lot of people on the way. I met over 400 people that work in Atlassian, in the ecosystem, that are users of Atlassian tools, that are solution partners or are vendors in the Atlassian ecosystem, marketplace vendors. And I was not alone in my travels. I had a team with me of these beautiful people. So why is this idea? Probably something that was mentioned already today. We are not alone, and to achieve the results in this ecosystem, we need to team up. We cannot think of us as individual vendors anymore, like it was back, 7 years ago, for example. But we need more to focus on the solutions and on the value that we are delivering to our customers. So we teamed up as 4 different app vendors. It was Refined, Resolution, EasyBA, and EasyAgile. And together, we created 2 different use cases. One was around SAFe and PI planning, and another one was about ESM and ITSM. And then with these presentations, we toured across Europe and US, and we presented those solutions to our customers, to our partners, and at ACE events. We were quite a group, I can say, because we are people from all different countries like Germany, Australia, Latvia, Czech Republic, Sweden, and yeah, taxi drivers. We had also equipment for filming with us. And taxi drivers were asking us always where we are from, and we are like, okay, how much time do you have? And then one taxi driver in St. Louis said that we are probably a thrash metal band. It's a quote. So then we decided, why not? And we actually did a photo shoot in Toronto for our thrash metal band album cover. Okay. So as a thrash metal band, probably I will give you a little bit of a punk advices, some insights that we collected along the road. I hope now Attila and META-INF will not regret that they called me here. I thought, what would my first advice be, or what are people talking about in this ecosystem? And first thought is normally like going to cloud, but I thought that you will probably be so tired of this topic already that I will get some rotten tomatoes thrown on my way. So I decided to skip that one and talk about something else. Rovo and Atlassian AI. So for your information, I'm super excited myself about this. I love this stuff. I love AI. I love playing with bots, etc. I see the trends. It's not only Atlassian that is releasing their bot like this. You probably see it around in IT. There are quite a few companies that are releasing similar technology. And we are all excited to see how it works. So the first advice from the ecosystem would be, if you have Atlassian AI, because you're using enterprise or premium versions, then of course do use it, especially for non-technical users. It will be much easier for them to start with Atlassian. It will be much easier for them to do the search, to do the summaries, etc. But what comes to Rovo? It is really interesting technology, but think about it. When you purchase it, you need to license all the users that you have in Atlassian. So before you purchase it, you need to make sure that you improve efficiency of every team and of every user that you have in your Atlassian ecosystem with Rovo. Not just your developers, not just the obvious things, because yes, there are some bots out of the box, right? But for the rest, I'm not saying don't test it. I'm saying test it. I'm saying that you need to think carefully how you're going to implement it. And we did a brainstorming session during this tour, and we were thinking about 3 ways how to use Rovo agents for every role in the company. And you know what? There are plenty of very nice ideas. So this is what I suggest you start with, like how exactly you are going to use that. Next thing, go high, stay low. So Atlassian and Jira is no dev tool, is not bug fixing tool no more. Yes, we started like that, or a lot of us, but we need to accept the change in the Atlassian ecosystem. And if you are keeping now this only as a task tracker, that means that you are not using Atlassian to its all potential. Of course, with the system of work that Atlassian is talking about, breaking the silos between the teams, Atlassian has ambition, but also it delivers on functionality to become much more than just the tool for dev. So think about how you are going to scale, especially if you are an experienced Atlassian user. This should be your next thing. You need to think carefully what ecosystem you stay with and how you are using your tool. And at the same time, if you're just starting, I don't know if we have anyone who is just starting with Atlassian, but if you're just thinking about Atlassian, maybe it's better to start small and to start low, to start with one group of people, with one project, with one team. But always have in mind how you scale and how you will implement Atlassian on your company level. Then take responsibility. Atlassian is a powerful tool, but if you are thinking about return on investment, no company will guarantee it to you. It is your responsibility. It is your responsibility to use the tool up to its potential and to get the most out of this. And you pay a lot of money now for it. It's not a secret, probably. So think about this. How are you going to return this investment? And trust your partner. We are not a solution partner, but I talked to many of them. And it's changing also in the Atlassian ecosystem. I can tell you that I compare to some previous years, I've been in the ecosystem for quite a while already. And the criteria for being a platinum partner, for example, is very strict. It's their job, it's your partner's job to know what's new in the Atlassian ecosystem, what new features have been released. It's not waterfall. The features are being released so often, you just cannot track it. Atlassian ecosystem is a jungle with 5,000 apps and with all different new functionality that is in the Atlassian. So choose a partner and, compare the costs you pay for the services, but in most of the cases, it's worth it. Next idea is find your pack, and this is my favorite one as a community leader. So whatever you are going through in the Atlassian ecosystem right now, I don't know what you are up to. Is it cloud transformation? Are you going from data center to cloud? Are you going through, I don't know, maybe you're implementing HR workflows with Atlassian. Maybe you are doing ESM with Atlassian. Whatever you're up to, there is someone that has done it before. I'm pretty sure. And Atlassian ecosystem is quite unique. Whoever I'm talking with, people are emphasizing that people here in this ecosystem, they are so open. They are so eager to share knowledge. There are communities everywhere, in every city. There is a community here, there is a community in Prague. Don't be alone. Stay with the ecosystem, talk to people, share your experience, ask questions, and people will be very happy to help you. So, I think that was it. And thank you very much for your attention.